Well, Jim, it was a very, very close fight, in my opinion, and the other two judges. You want to keep in mind here that the combined world title fights of the three judges involved in this fight were in excess of 350. They're not trainees. And what we noticed in the fight, we were all pretty much in agreement. It was a close fight. There's a misunderstanding, I believe, in the boxing community that the same criteria that you use for amateurs is used on the professional. It's not. What I personally saw that night is that the first 6 rounds, clearly Pacquiao was the winner. It was an exciting 6 rounds. But what I saw in the 4th round is that Pacquiao clearly won that. He hurt Bradley. But the Manny Pacquiao that I've judged in the past would have finished him. He let him off the hook. And then in the later rounds, I thought he tired. His punches were missing a bit. Bradley's punches were missing to the head. But Bradley was scoring. He was scoring well on the body.
All right, you saw the results of the poll that we ran after showing the replay of the fight, and still 91% of our viewers saying that they believe Pacquiao won the fight. So clearly they're not seeing what you saw. You've been around boxing, as you point out, a great deal of time. I know you love the sport. Does it dishearten you? Does it bother you that the public response to this is so universally negative or almost universally negative?
Well, it doesn't. It doesn't dishearten me, nor does it surprise me that the public come back with that kind of a poll. Manny Pacquiao is a world hero and a star, and it's got an impact upon the viewers. And I say, Jim, that a lot of the things that a boxing judge sees during a round is not translated well across the airways. It doesn't even translate sometimes with what you're describing happened in the round.
Duane, do you think that the methods by which judges are hired, trained, and evaluated in Nevada is the best it can be, or could there be improvements?
Well, let me tell you, the Nevada Commission has done things the way that we've done for years. And they have allowed input from the boxing promoters, from each fighter, and all the principals involved in the fight. They allow input as to the selection of the officials. There's a real scrutiny that the Nevada Commission goes through in selecting judges. I frankly think it's the best. Nevada is a unique state. It's a state that allows sports gambling. And therefore the scrutiny and the selection of the officials is done very selectively. And there's input from the participants. I think that Nevada has done an outstanding job in selecting the officials.
All right, thanks very much, Duane.
And we will in the future.
All right, I appreciate your input, and again, totally appreciate that you were here tonight. Of course, not everyone in the boxing universe has reason to be disturbed about the verdict in Pacquiao-Bradley. One of those with the best reasons to rejoice is Cameron Duncan, Bradley's manager, one of the best and most effective managers in the sport. Cameron joins us now from Las Vegas. Cameron, what's your strongest argument for the notion that Tim won the fight?
Well, Tim fought 3 minutes of every round. He was constantly touching him to the body. He was touching him to the arms and to the gloves, and he was throwing more effective punches and throwing a lot more punches.
Why do you think the public sees it differently than the way you see it and the judges saw it?
Same thing Duane said. You know, Manny Pacquiao he's a world hero, and the whole fans are there for him, and they're yelling, and every time he moved, every time he took a step forward, they would yell. So anything he did was going to translate that he was winning the fight.
Has the controversy robbed any of the joy of winning from you and Bradley and the members of Tim's family?
It did. I mean, for a couple of days, we were having fun. But Tim finally came out of it, and he realizes what he's accomplished and what he's done, and he's extremely happy right now, and so am I.
And a lot of people have talked about the possibility of the rematch November 10. Is there any doubt in your mind that scheduled rematch will take place?
I don't know if it's going to happen November 10th. I had a long talk with Todd DeBuff at Top Rank, but it's definitely, I think it's a fight that has to happen.
All right. Well, Todd DeBuff is our next guest, luckily enough, so thank you very much for being with us, Cameron. We'll move on and continue the discussion. Now, the rematch factor has given rise to countless conspiracy theories.